Welcome back to Crypto Front. This is a front line where we are fighting for financial freedom, and today we are going to be taking a look at the JASMY price. That yes, sentiment is down. Not everybody is happy with this market, but you know what? This actually reminded me of what it was like back down here when JASMY was around something like $0.003, and a lot of people were screaming, "This is a scam coin, this and that," only for JASMY to actually perform an 8x from there. And now that the price is down again, a lot of negativity in the market. So it's something that happens time and again. I think maybe it's something that is normal, but that is not the way that we are actually supposed to be functioning, because the best opportunity is actually presented when the price is going to the downside. Just for example, from the peak of the JASMY price that here we have had about something like a 40% crash, meaning that if you had been left by the JASMY chain, right, you actually had the opportunity to buy JASMY like 40% cheaper, right? The bounce is also going to be big, so that is going to be an opportunity. Obviously, I'm going to show you that in the charts that we are going to be taking a look at, the longer time from perspective, taking a look at where JASMY is going to go, because I think that is exactly where we are supposed to be focused, not just in the immediate short term. If we are looking for buys, yes, I'm going to show you exactly where I would be buying a JASMY right in the immediate short term right there. So basically, on a shorter time from perspective, taking a look at the price set on a 1 hourly time frame, we can still see that yes, from the structure that we were investigating right there, we can see that it was support right there, but now it's acting as resistance, and it has rejected the price maybe 3 times here, 1, 2, and this is the third time right around something like 2 cents there. But also the good thing is that on a daily time frame, if you just go back to the daily time frame here, we can see that support is coming in right around this level right here, from something like 16 point or say 1.6 cents all the way to something like you know what we can say here, 1.4 cents, 1.45 cents right there. This is the first support level that we are looking for JASMY here already. As I was saying, it has crashed more than 41%. So yes, some bounce is expected right around this level. Yesterday we were having a bounce close to that level right there, but we really didn't catch that one, so even my buys were not filled in that zone right there for JASMY. So I still expect the JASMY price to come down a little bit right there, just dip further into that support level right there before we have a huge bounce to the upside, right? Also taking a look at a couple of indicators right here, looking at the RSI, it's still looking okay. As I always say, when we have a bullish stance here on the price side, usually the RSI doesn't dip below 40. So as long as we are maintaining that level above 40, maybe we can go as low as something like 38, but we shouldn't go below that. I mean, that is going to be fantastic right there for JASMY. That support level that we were just mentioning right here could actually come in very, very handy, right? Should the worst happen and this thing right here is continuing to drop, because I mean, you can also see that here on the MACD, the momentum is starting to slow down a little bit, meaning support levels are supposed to be getting stronger right there. But if things should turn, I mean, we are also looking at a support level at something like 1.1 cent. I know that is devastating for a lot of people, but again, this is the same opportunity that I was talking about. And after showing you the price, I guess, that we are looking for here on JASMY, probably you are going to wish that the price dips to that level, because you are going to have a bigger reward when the price is going to the upside, right? So yes, if you're already 40% down, I mean, stuff like this happens in the market. You just have to understand that everybody has to go through this stage right here so that you get the gains that we are looking for. It's not easy in crypto to get a 10x. I mean, I've done it a number of times, and each and every single time has not been easy. There are 50% pumps, 30% drops, 100% pumps, 70% crashes along the way. So this is actually the norm of the day right there. So I mean, this should not be devastating that the price is going to fall all the way down to something like 1.1 cents. If it happens, yes, that is fantastic for buy, and that's exactly where I'll be buying more JASMY there, even opening even a long position right there. I mean, a leveraged trade, because the opportunity right there would be something that is really, really unreal right there. So we have been talking about JASMY, talking about long-term price targets here on JASMY. Take a look at this. This is the all-time price action of JASMY. Terrible chart, you can tell, right? But then again, if you zoom in right here, you know, I always show this, but if you zoom in here, you can see that we actually have a fantastic structure, right? Because this structure is what we have seen for great things to happen in this market. If you are looking for that 100x, 50x, whatever the percentage that you are looking for JASMY, this is exactly what you should be looking at, because that's exactly the same structure that has provided this kind of gains, right? Let me just walk you through the past bear markets right there, starting with Cardano. You can see that it had the same structure right there. So that is actually already a good indication. Take a look at what eventually happened right there, right? So the process is slow, it's devastating. You can see this flattening out as if little nothing is happening right there, but I can tell you that you have to trust the process right there, right? We also have got the king of altcoins, Ethereum. Although this may not be as flat as the other altcoins that I'm going to give you, this is the exact same structure right there. Take a look at this whole crash with sharp waves right there. Then you just go into this rally prior to the whole capitulation that takes you further to new all-time highs right there. Just going back to JASMY, you have the same thing, sharp waves, and then you have got this rally prior to this whole capitulation. You go for a very long time. Same thing with the Cardano price set as well. You see the same thing right there. Other examples would actually include the NEO price set right there. You also see those same sharp waves right there with the rally prior to capitulation. You go for a capitulation, you literally just flatten out, and then you have this bump that you see right there, right? It's really significant. We are going to be talking about it now. It may be looking like it didn't really have a big rally, but if you put in percentages, that is something that is going to actually surprise you, right? Take a look at this one. Sia coin was another example. Literally nobody talked about Sia coin in the last bull market, on last bear market maybe, but this actually performed way much better than Bitcoin and a lot of other altcoins, which went back to their previous all-time high. So that is also something to consider, right? What percentages can you get from something is really, really key, rather than the price, right? So the last example would actually be Vergecoin, and you also see the same structure right there. Now, the reason why I showed this structure obviously is to indicate that, look, for JASMY, yes, the whole price action is looking like this, all the way to something like $5. I mean, sometimes it doesn't even get to fit on the price set, but we don't need those new all-time highs again ever at all. If we just treat this whole structure here as if this is what the JASMY price that is just done before, because obviously we understand that there were supply, circulating supply issues. Obviously, a lot of coins were added, diluting the circulating supply, like hitting JASMY with a lot of inflation. But then again, if we just use the 30-cent mark right here as the previous all-time high as our reference point right there, what we are going to do is grab our Fibonacci retracement 2 from the very top of the structure here to the very bottom of the structure there. You can actually see that we have got some levels, right? Now we are going to use these levels right there and compare them relative to what the market has done before with different altcoins, right? Yes, they are different. Cardano is not the same with Ethereum. Sia coin is not the same thing with Verge, and NEO is not the same thing with Ethereum as well. But we also see the same behavior happening. Why? Because the market participants are the same, right? So it doesn't really have to be an Ethereum or something like that. JASMY will also do just well, simply because the market participants haven't really changed that much. So again, taking your Fibonacci retracement 2 from the very top of the structure to the very bottom here, if you want to project how far the Cardano price that went, it went like super close to the 2.618 Fibonacci retracement level right there. So for JASMY, if JASMY would still follow this trajectory, which it has done like this whole time, and that's how we have actually gotten that 8x that we were talking about, because we were looking at this thing like that before. So we will now be looking at something close to 86 cents here for JASMY. That is really going to be fantastic in my humble opinion, should we follow the trajectory that Ethereum did, right, with the same crashing structure right there from the very top of the structure to the very bottom with our Fibonacci retracement levels. We will now be looking for the 3.618 Fibonacci retracement level for JASMY. That actually turns out to be $1.20 here. So I think this is a very, very good price. So that 40% that I was talking about, even if it comes in the market, really, if you are looking for something like $1.20, really, would you now be faced with that? I mean, I actually would be motivated to be buying more. I'm not saying this is financial advice, but I'm just speaking out loud, like my thoughts, So this is where we are here with JASMY. A possibility of something like $1.20 is something that really has me excited. Let's now go to those charts which really didn't do their previous all-time highs, right? So this is a NEO coin, for example. Remember, we are taking the reference point for JASMY here at around something like 30 cents by there. So let's say JASMY really doesn't get to something like 30 cents by there. With the Fibonacci retracement level, we'll now be looking at something like the 702 Fibonacci retracement level there, and then with JASMY, that will actually be something like 23 cents. So from where we are sitting here to 23 cents, which is, to be honest with you, very, very likely we'll now be looking at something like a 10x from where we are sitting here with the JASMY price, and more than a 10x, to be honest, because I really didn't catch that one nice and easy. So if JASMY crashes 50% or 40% from where it is sitting right now, or 30%, why shouldn't I be buying, aiming something like more than a 10x? I mean, it's a really good deal for me, at least, right? And then the last example that I want to give here is Sia coin, obviously, because it also really didn't have a great run in terms of getting back to its previous all-time high. But this whole thing here from the very bottom to here was more than a 95x. So it was a more than a 95x. It was actually outperforming Bitcoin and a number of other altcoins, which were really making noise. But these are the things that you really have to be paying attention to. Structure is very important. So that actually managed something like between the 0.618 and the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level. Again, for JASMY, that would actually be taking the price to something like between 16 cents to 20 cents. I think these price targets are enough, so you can already see how bullish this whole thing is. That even in the immediate short term, as bad as the price may be looking, 40%, 50%, crash 60%, who really cares, right? I think JASMY is poised for great action. We were talking about those things right down below. At least we got rewarded in the immediate short term by an 8x. I'm really proud of everybody who was watching at that time. So yeah, that's definitely pretty much it from me today. Of course, if you like the content, don't forget to delicately tap the like button, share this video with your friends and family, and then I would have to see you on the very next one. Take really good care of yourselves. Bye.